Breaking news. Jorge Jesus has just been fired from Flamengo without managing one single game. Reason is that Eflux became available in the market, and that was an incredible opportunity. Although Eflux has never managed a professional team, he did win the Champions League with Benfica once in Football Manager. We go now live to Flamengo HQ to ask the directors about what's just happened. Thank you. We'll now interview Eflux. How do you feel having been appointed as Flamengo manager?
It's a great honor. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world, and I came here to win trophies, starting with the Champions League. Oh yes, Copa Libertadores, and of course the Brasileirão.
What about Jesus? Do you think what happened to him will affect you?
Listen, I am not a religious person. I'm here only to talk about Flamengo.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to us, and best of luck with your career at Flamengo.
Welcome all to a brand new series of Football Manager 2019 with me, Eflux. I'm really excited to start this series because of the news that Flamengo got Jorge Jesus as a manager. And I'm Portuguese, in case you don't know, and I'm a Benfica supporter. And Jorge Jesus used to be Benfica manager. He's one of the most successful managers Benfica has ever had, and he did a very good job at Benfica. Although I'm not entirely big fan of him, when he left Benfica for Sporting, I was one of those not too common supporters, but I was a minority that actually was happy with it. And although he did a good job at Sporting, he didn't meet expectations, but Sporting was in a very complicated state. Anyway, Jorge Jesus is a very interesting character. And at least in recent times, I've never seen a manager with a very good reputation like Jesus going to South America, going to Brazil to manage. So I'm very curious. It really awakened my curiosity regarding how is Brazilian football, nowadays. Who are the biggest clubs there? How things work over there. Because even though I'm a big Football Manager fan, and I've been playing since the times it was called Championship Manager, I actually never managed a team in Brazil. And by seeing Jorge Jesus, a fellow countryman, someone that I'm interested about. I don't want him to manage my club, okay? Although I wouldn't be sad if he did, because he is a great manager. It's more like a philosophy kind of thing. Anyway, Jorge Jesus going to Flamengo really made me want to get back at Football Manager, since I don't play Football Manager 2019 since the beginning. It's been a while since I played. Anyway, enough about this. Let's grab Flamengo and make it the best team in the world. That's what I want to do. And I was looking at Flamengo statistics, and they didn't win a lot of the major trophies, which I'm assuming are these ones. So the Copa Libertadores, as far as I know, is the equivalent of the Champions League, and the Brazilian National Division is the main domestic competition, I think. I'm currently playing the Rio de Janeiro State Championship, so I don't know how important this is, although Flamengo has a lot of them. Well, we'll see how that goes. So this series is about me in an adventure inspired by Jorge Jesus going to Flamengo and trying to figure out how South American competitions work and hopefully dominate them all. Eventually, I would like to come back to Europe, because there's also something that's very difficult for, at least for Brazilian managers, to establish themselves in Europe. So that's also going to be interesting, and that's kind of the goal. We want to succeed in Brazil, make Flamengo the best team in the world, and then move on to Europe and see A, if we can, and B, if we can actually grab a team and make it great. By the way, I'm not going, if and when we go to Europe, I'm not going to Real Madrid or whatever. I will pick a team that has been big, but now is in the crap. A bit like Flamengo, as far as I understand from the news that came out regarding Flamengo situation and Jorge Jesus and stuff. So I like to grab fallen giants and bring them back to the top. That's what I like to do. So hopefully we'll be able to do just that. So enough about why am I doing this. Let's just get started. So what I've done so far is play the Real Estate Championship, and so far it's going very well. I wasn't expecting to have these good results. So I don't know how great these teams are. So again, I don't know any of these teams. I know Botafogo is good, and I think there's an intense rivalry between Botafogo and Flamengo. That's why I paused the game here, because I want to show you live how it is going to be. So this is going to be exciting. And then there's a big gap in the schedule, and then we start playing Copa Libertadores, and then we play the first division. So I really don't understand the calendar here, but I guess it's like the Rio State is like a pre-season kind of. It's an official competition, but it's like a warm-up kind of competition, and then you jump in straight to Libertadores, and then you start the actual championship. So if there are any Brazilian friends out there, and I know from the comments there are a few, please help me out, okay? Because I'm sure I'll have some challenges trying to figure this one out. In terms of the squad, what have I done is I basically sold players. Let's check the history real quick. Transfer history here. So I sold this guy because you'll see my tactic, it didn't really fit my tactic. He's a nice player, but I prefer the money. This guy is not very good and it's old. This is interesting, that's why he went out on loan. We'll see. Gabriel Batista, goalkeeper, nothing special. And this one, not bad, but we have better. So that's basically it. I didn't want to buy anyone because I still want to know the team first. And this is kind of what I do in all my Football Manager saves. I first want to know the team, and then I will do the investments. As I showed you, I've been playing these games very successfully. I'm very surprised, not just by the results, but by the way the team is playing. If you saw the tutorial video I've made, you know that on the responsibilities tab, I don't manage everything because I don't have time to micromanage all aspects of the game. And based on my experience, most of these things that I delegate, they are not really that relevant. Obviously, if you want to maximize your success probabilities, you might want to manage as much as possible, because AI is not great in this game, but it's not bad either. And what I do is I get a good assistant manager and I delegate things to it. So that's the only thing I really manage, is to hire my assistant manager. Oops, this is me. And I also manage all the transfers, because that's the main thing, getting good players and selling players as well with profit. And AI is not very good at this. So that's why I take ownership of this. Contract renewals of the main team, yes. Everything else I don't care. Scouting, I also delegate everything, except the assignments. And training, everything to the assistant managers. That's it. First team, I don't care about anything except the position instructions, but that's only because I don't want AI to handle this. The net result is normally negative, so that's the only reason why this is here. I don't touch it. I don't touch opposition instructions, as you'll see if you follow this series. But I also don't want the AI to do it, and that's basically it. In terms of tactics, confirms changes, discard because I made a change by mistake. In terms of tactics, I've been working on this tactic for a long time. I mean, since Football Manager came out, 2019 came out, which is early November, and I've played quite a lot of Football Manager throughout the years. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So I've developed this tactic and I've had a lot of success in multiple different countries with multiple different teams. The logic is I don't care so much about possession. I want high tempo, high intensity, and with eyes on the goal. I find that this is the most successful way of beating the AI without having to constantly change the tactics, because that's what I like. I like to have one tactic that fits everything. That doesn't mean I will not tweak it in some games, but normally this happens at halftime. So I normally always start with this tactic, regardless of the opponent, regardless of the competition, and then at halftime I do adjustments on the fly, if it makes sense. Okay, two important things to note. I like 4-4-2, not only because it's been the tactic I've been more successful on this game, but also because that's the tactic Jorge Jesus likes to play with, and there are a few characteristics here that are very similar to what Jorge Jesus likes to do. For example, the wide midfielders, they come inside a lot. They are actually midfielders, not traditional wingers, and I find that the inverted winger position, or what do they call it? What is this? Role. Sorry, inverted winger role. It fits this very nicely. So these guys tend to come here and leave space for the wing backs to just bring a bit of width to the team, if it makes sense. So not perfect tactic. It could be improved, and you'll see it could be improved, but I'm very happy with this. So the key things is inverted wingers here, one holding midfielder. This guy doesn't move at all. He just stays there and he swipes everything. And this guy here, the false 9, is the link between the midfield and the attack. And this striker is just a poacher. He just finds pockets of space and he tries just to focus on scoring goals. That's it. And yeah, in terms of the team, I'm doing quick pick. I now know the players a bit better, but by default, when I start a new team, I just click quick pick and then I let my assistant manager choose. So let's get ready for our first game then, against a real difficult team, which is Botafogo. So I'm a bit nervous about this one actually, because I think this is the first one we actually have someone that matches our level. All the other teams seem to be very easy. So I don't like this guy. He's 100%, but what's the alternative here? Rodrigo Caio. I don't know these players. Which one would it be? Yeah, they're all injured. Okay, then there's nothing I can do. So you play. Everton is very good at inverted winger. This guy was playing well for me. Bruno Henrique was playing well for me recently. He's an inside forward and he plays the right foot, so it's good for an inverted winger on the left hand side. This guy wasn't playing too much for me. He's good though, but doesn't fit perfectly the tactic. I'm really enjoying Lincoln. I think this guy is going to be huge. He's playing very, very well for me, but he might be my secret weapon. The other guy I like, no, that's it. This guy has been injured for quite a while. Center back. Okay, I think that's the team we're going to use. Diego, because I play with a midfield of 2, I like both my midfielders to work a lot, and Diego is not that type of player. Very technically skilled, but I don't want to put him on the midfield. I might put him as a false 9 eventually, but I am much rather have Lincoln. All the others are not amazing. So I'm not rotating the team a lot, which is something I like to do, as you can see by the statistics, because I still don't know the players, and the team is playing well, so I don't want to touch it. Overall, I think a very well and balanced team, a very good team, yeah, I think this is our best team at the moment. Yeah, I'm not too sure about Arrascaeta, if I'm pronouncing the name well. I might start with Diego, actually. Let me see. Yeah, I'm on the fence here. I think I will start with Diego, because I think he'll link the midfield better than this guy, although he doesn't really fit this very well. Let's see if I can convert him. He's 33 years old. Maybe not worthy, but I still like to do this. So let's try to make him a false 9. Maybe it will start to do something here. Okay. I think that's it, guys. Fingers crossed. Let's see what's going to happen. Flamengo Botafogo. The whole of Brazil will stop just to watch this game. Come on. Let's do this. Yep, so fine. Yeah, I know they are liking match sharpness. Let's go. I still need to get the hang of the schedule and when I should put friendlies and whatnot, but so far it's looking good. Yeah, I guess so. They are really compact here. Okay. Okay. We should be good. Although they populate this area very much, I reckon they only defend with mostly these 6 guys. So we with the wingers will make the decisive contribution to enter their defense. I reckon. Just watch Rodinei and René, and you'll see if they are going to win the game for us or not. Let's get started. Okay. Now this is the second. Yeah, this is the other jersey of Flamengo. It's blue and white. Oh, almost. Gatito, nice save, Gatito. Okay, starting very cautiously. Yeah, I also don't want to go route 1, you know. I don't want, although my game is not possession based, but I don't want them to. Ooh, great pass. There he goes. Diego, I told you the. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh no, the freaking VAR. Oh wow, this was such a great pass from Diego. Come on, it's a goal. Yeah, it was a goal. I hesitated a bit. I didn't understand. Yeah, look at this pass. This is beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I knew Diego was going to make the difference in this game. Because when you have so compact defenses, that guy, the false 9, needs to be the door opener. You know, you need to really have a lot of talent there. In some other games, oh, there he goes. Enrique. That was kind of too easy, wasn't it? Look at this. 12 minutes. Look, again, you see the inverted winger creating unbalance in their defense, and then the other inverted winger coming inside while this guy gives the width we need, eventually, we would need. And that's why I like inverted wingers so much, because the fact that they drag the defenders or whoever is marking them away from their positions, it really creates a lot of unbalance. And that's what we want when we're attacking. We want to create chaos on the opponent. And wow, we are massacrating Botafogo. I wasn't expecting this. It's starting really well. This is really starting well. I'm so surprised. Well, to be fair, Flamengo is a good team. I actually haven't studied the opponent's team, so I don't know. I know Botafogo because they are famous, at least in Portugal. They are famous, and Flamengo are famous, of course. Ooh, wow, what a goal, Diego! Wow, I almost feel like a great manager. I made the choice, and he's making the choice of picking him up for the first team, and he's making all the difference. Look at this goal. Boom. Okay, goalkeeper, you should drink less caipirinha, because then it was very slow reflexes. But I'm not complaining. As long as it's for my benefit, I don't care what you guys do in your free time. Wow, look at this. It's amazing. And we didn't even need the fullbacks to be involved in the attack. Everton and Bruno, they are just creating havoc in Botafogo's defense. Amazing. And then Diego is making such a great game. I'm sorry, Diego, for not playing you. I'm really, really sorry. Look, they didn't shoot once at goal. Not once. This is amazing. Am I the greatest manager or football manager of all times? Probably not. But this is starting very, very well. Corner kick. I'm not very strong. My teams are normally not very strong with corner kicks. Also, the corner kick or the set pieces options are not great. It's very basic. They did, for this football manager, did improve the training a lot. Although I would like to spend time tweaking training. I don't have time for that. But I wish they did the same for the set pieces. I would love to have some very interesting set pieces going on in my teams. What's going on? Why are you going to the VARs then? Is it because of a red card? I think that's the only reason why the referee would go to the VAR is for a red card. I didn't understand this one. I don't think these situations are for VAR to review. Okay, Botafogo still 52 minutes, still didn't shoot once on goal. I hope I'm not going to jinx it. Come on. Oh, yeah, I jinxed it. I knew it. Okay, let's see what happened wrong. So this guy, who is covering him? Everton. Okay, he let him cross. And then the center backs let this guy. Okay. Not too bothered. I did notice that he had a lot of time to cross. The left back. Yeah, he had a lot of time to cross. Let's see this one. Okay, I'm not too bothered. I think they were a bit lucky. It was a good cross. Diego! Ooh. Although it was a good cross. Okay. I was expecting to suffer a bit more in this game. We dominated completely the first half. The only time they created a chance, they scored. And the only shot they had on goal, they scored. Oh, and I got distracted with talking. I should have made substitutions earlier. So let's just refresh, basically. That's the only thing I'm going to do. I'm going to put this guy here. I'm going to refresh this. I think Diego deserves a standing ovation. And I'm going to put Lincoln because I really like him. Yeah, he deserves a standing ovation. Are we up for another one? Look, you see, the fullbacks, because the inverted wingers came inside, the fullbacks but it didn't happen too often. Anyway, we didn't need the fullbacks in this game. This is awesome. Look at this. Complete domination. Complete domination. Very good. Who was the man of the match? Bruno Henrique. I was going to say Diego, of course, but actually it was this guy. This guy wasn't my first choice, and slowly by slowly started conquering his place in the main team. Really liking him. Awesome stuff. So I guess we won the group. Well, I have auto continue. How can I go back? How can I go back? I don't know where I was. Stages, is it? Okay, I'm lost. I am lost. Qualifies for. Okay, I think if I click here, I can see. Okay, so I think it's a total of 6 games. Is it? What are the rules? 5 games. Oh, okay. Oh, and then it's done, I guess. Wow, I only suffered 1 goal. It was now. Oh man, the only time they shot on goal. Sorry. Yeah, this was a breeze. I don't know if it's going to be all the way like this until the end, but this was a breeze. Okay, so I guess qualified for the second stage. I don't know what happened. Let me read the news. Qualify for the second stage, third one final. Okay. Again, I don't know anything about these rules, but it's looking great. What's our next game? Now Copa Libertadores. All this time to wait. Okay. I think this is a good time to wrap up this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it and that you join me in this adventure in the following episodes. Thanks for watching, and I see you again soon. Bye.